Yo, we are back in After Effects, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how to create this 3D bullet vortex effect inside of After Effects. So let's just get into it. So right here in my timeline you can see I have this clip of laser dim. So to start off I'm just gonna track the camera of it. So track the camera and go to advanced and set it to detail analysis. I'll let it do its thing for now. After that, in your scene you can see all these track points. Into your scene I'm gonna select a track point from somewhere around here which is consistent, and right click and create solid and camera, and it should create a track solid, and you can see my track solid is tracked perfectly to my scene. So now we don't need it, so you can just hide it or like delete it as well. Now we're gonna make our solid, which we're gonna add the element effect on. So hit Ctrl Y on your keyboard and you can set it to any color you like and just hit OK, and then just add element into here. Element. After you add element, go into scene setup, and for the bullet 3D model you can go to Sketchfab and search for a good model. Like here, if I went to Sketchfab and search for bullet, and you can check the downloadable, and you can see all of this good model of bullet. I really like this one and this one as well. This is really dope. You can download these, but for me I'm gonna use projectile weapons, which is by Video Copilot as well. The guy who made the element plugin, absolute goat. So let's just import a bullet from here. This looks pretty cool right here. Also you can change around with this materials if you want. A light shader, you can play with the materials here. That looked terrible, so let's just go with the default material for now and hit OK. And super quick, I just want to let you guys know that I just launched my ultimate grunge bundle, and the ultimate grunge bundle allows you to add those crazy grungy aesthetic to your music video that you see everywhere right now. It comes with 60+ assets in it, and in my website there's an insane bundle going on it. You are really getting like $27 off on it. So hurry up and grab the pack right now. The link will be in the description. Let's get back into the video. And our bullet is right here in the corner, and you can see it like tracked into our scene. That exactly what we want, but the track influence is really too much. To fix that, I'm gonna open a particle replicator and particle look as well, and you can bring up the G depth, so it like goes a bit into the background and doesn't have too much like those movements. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want. So now to replicate this, I have like a new method to do it. We're not gonna use scatter for now, so let's just bring up the particle count to something like 20 or 25 as well, and in the point set it to something like sphere. And now you should see a sphere in your scene with all those bullets. It looks kind of funny right now. So to scatter this and fix that, we're gonna go to shape scale and just bring it up so it like goes like that. You can see now it looks really great. It is not properly tracked to my subject, so you can also like go over to the position X and Y and position it to your liking, something like that, maybe like that, and go ahead. Now I'm gonna just reset this value. That's perfect now for sure. Now I like to animate the shape scale, so hit the stopwatch in here, hit user, bring up your keyframe and put it a bit further, and at first frame lower down the shape scale so it like really small, so it like goes like that. And you can select those keyframes, you hit F9 to easy ease those, go into graph. I'm in value graph and make a simple graph like this. That might be just too fast, so let's just lose it a bit, so like that. Also, one thing I like to do is close all of these and go over to particle looks, go over to multi-object and just enable that, and in here in particle random rotation, hit the stopwatch in there and put the first keyframe around the end as well, and go towards the beginning and just bring up the amount so it scatters like that. And then as always the same graph with this as well, so like that. And to create that rotating effect, go over to particle replicator again and go over to rotation now, and you can play with the Y rotations. So let us hit the keyframe on there, put this at the last, and just bring up the value of it like that. Maybe I'm gonna put the value in minus because my track is kind of weird. After that, my animation is almost done, so we're gonna close all of these group panels for now. And one thing I like to do is go over to custom layers, go to custom texture map and set the custom layer once as my footage layer and head over to scene setup again, and in environment set it as your new layer. So set it as your custom layer and it should match the lighting a bit better now. You can even go to render setting, go to ambient occlusion and even enable that and bring up the amount of it and the radius as well and the gamma as well if you want, and set it to ray traced if you want as well. Ray trace is kind of different than that, but you can just mess around all of these. So it like adds some shadows where it makes sense. Let's just close that for now. So now our animation and all stuff are done. But now you can see a major issue right now is that some bullets are front of him and we don't want that for sure. So to fix that, I'm gonna use an old method. I learned this from the OZ Flameboy VFX from one of his tutorials. If you've been long enough in this like editing community, I'm sure you know him. He is one of the OG creators. I will also link his video down below so you can check it out there. He explained it more better than me for sure. So to do that, we're gonna go to output. In composite, we're gonna set it as GDIP Note AA. So just select that. After that, your screen will turn white. That's exactly what we want. So it's like a depth map. If you haven't like used depth map, I'm gonna show you how to use it. So in here, go to JDepth output and we're gonna play with JDepth start and the JDepth end. So we're gonna bring up the JDepth start so all our bullets are visible like that. Also like lower it down a bit so the bullets as far away gone get cut off. So now we're gonna go to J star and just bring it up as well. It will just strong it up, add some contrast into it, and we're gonna play with the J end as well. So like that. Maybe that's too much. So at the start I want this something like here. You can also like keyframe it if you want both of these values, like keyframe it, and at the end you can just lower it down. So now you can see all of the bullets that are in front are only visible. That's exactly what we want. So now we're gonna duplicate this element layer, which is the solid black solid we made, and put one below my layer and hide it both of those right now. So now we're gonna start rotoscoping out our characters. So let me just do it real quick. If you don't know how to rotoscope, you can just search up on YouTube. There's a bunch of tutorial in there. After you're done rotoscoping, go to composition panel again and you should see your subject is separated now. To bring back our background, we're going to duplicate the clip and delete the rotoscope from the bottom layer. So it's like a normal clip now. So now I'm going to rename this so it's a bit clear. I'm going to name the roto layer roto and the background layer BZ. So now as you remember, we made two duplication of our element layer. So I will also rename this layer. So the first one will be called element depth and the second one is element only. So now we can just turn it on back on both of those layers, and I'm going to drag my element layer, which is in the bottom right now, to the middle. So it's on the middle of our rotoscope layer and our background layer. Then just turn it on and you can see it's on G depth. We don't want that now, so we're gonna change it over to composite so it's like normal. And for the depth layer, we have it on front. We have a layer on front for it. So we have like two different layers, the composite one below roto and the depth one above roto, if that makes sense. So after that, toggle switches and modes, and here in track matte select it as your element depth layer, and here you can see this little option, alpha matte option. Just turn it to luma matte and your effect would be almost done. You can see all my bullets are in front now and all the bullets that I want in back are in back now, as you can see. So it's a really cool method. I really like the way Flameboy developed this method. I guess he did it himself, so it's really cool. Also, you can add some like finishing touches if you want as well. You can turn on the motion blur, also add like RSMB if you like RSMB, and turn on the GPU. So after now, to top it all off, I'm gonna add an adjustment layer and add a little preset from a preset pack. I guess it looks really cool with the laser dim stuff. I'm gonna use grunge FX for now. So go to animation preset, go to user preset. So format, I'm gonna use the dark transition and line up the keyframe at the beginning. So we have the hotspot effect on the beginning. Looks really cool, I guess. Also you can like play with the flicker keyframes if you want. And now we can see it adds so much to our layer, so I'll link that in the description. You can check it out. So after all, my final result looks something like this. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So yeah, see ya in next video. Peace.